That's your whole trouble. You have entirely too much charm.
And it certainly is weird.
I love you, too. Now, my former wife...
Hello?
I want to listen.
Oh, for crying out loud, what do you want? No, I wouldn't think of it.
Okay. If you don't want to come up here, get rid of that little hussy.
Now, none of that, please.
All right, get rid of that dear little girl and let me come down and see you.
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances.
All right, then. If you're going to be so horrible and unfeeling, I'll drown myself in the bathtub.
Oh, stop being so melodramatic.
You think I'm kidding? Do you want to hear the water? There, can you hear it?
Yes, but listen. Now, don't do...
Look, will you at least do this?
I can be dressed in 2 minutes flat. Meet me in the lobby, and we'll go and have a little drink at Luigi's. Just a teeny little drink for old lang syne. And I swear I won't make a scene.
All right, but make it snappy. I'm terribly sorry, but I have to go out for a while.
But where are you going to all of a sudden?
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yes, but you haven't...
Oh, don't try to stop him. He's not been very entertaining tonight. He's hardly spoken a word.
Several words occurred to me, but there was a lady present. Well, it didn't take you long to get dressed.
I've got news for you.
Oh, don't worry about all that. Let the maid do it.
No, I like to tidy up. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
That sort of thing does not appeal to me.
What does appeal to you?
Steaks, liquor, and sex, in that order.
You're not nearly as depraved as you'd like people to think.
In that case, how would you like to marry me?
Be knocked about with muffin pans? Don't be silly.
Yes, it was a mistake to tell you about that at this point. However, you probably have an Irish temper. You might hit back. I'd be a lot more careful with you. How about it?
How about what?
Would you like to marry me?
Wouldn't you feel foolish if I said yes?
As a matter of fact, I'd like it very much if you said yes. That's really why I asked you.
I wouldn't marry you if you were the last man on earth.
That is an emotional and ill-considered figure of speech. If I was the last man on earth and there were 1 million women left, you'd be fighting tooth and claw with every single one of them for the privilege of becoming my mate. You'd be panting to repopulate the world.
Don't kid yourself.
Your loyalty to the human race would overcome your prejudice against me.
You're completely wrong. I don't think the human race is so hard. And I'm not prejudiced against you. Do you hear a dog barking?
I certainly do. It's that blasted animal of Cynthia's. Oh, that blasted dog, look.
Oh, come now, be reasonable. A little dog like that couldn't possibly. Well, where are you going? You better take your shoes off. You're going to get awfully wet.
If you think I'm going to go wading around in there, you're crazy. Of course, the Eskimos are the only civilized race.
Why?
They have the good sense to sell their daughters at birth. I wish I could expose Cynthia to a girl of your incomparable neatness. You're quite sure you won't change your mind and marry me?
Quite sure. Oh, isn't that cute?
In a rather nauseating way, yes.
Well, get me some more towels.
Well, plenty in the hall. About that proposal of mine, if you're a stickler for tradition, I'll be only too happy to go down on my knees as soon as you've mopped up completely.
You go around asking strangers to marry you?
No. I've asked a few chance acquaintances if they'd like to live with me without benefit of clergy.
Well, why didn't you ask me?
You know, there's a popular theory that nice little girls are always led astray by middle-aged playboys. That isn't so. Only playboys have an instinctive respect for innocence.
You know, you're very sweet. And probably a bit drunk.
No, I'm comparatively sober.
Well, in that case, you must be crazy.
Why, you're on record as saying you wanted to marry a well-heeled man of mature years. I'm 41.
Well, one wouldn't know it. You act like an adolescent.
It should be an irresistible combination. You could mother me.
No thanks.
You could mother Cynthia, then.
Oh, sure, she'd just love that. I'm all of 3 years older.
If she and Don got together, you could be his mother-in-law. Does that appeal to you?
You know, you shouldn't joke about it. Marriage is much too serious. And anyway, you don't know anything about me.
I know enough. You're intelligent and efficient. You're infectiously young and gay. You have an adventurous spirit. You're an excellent cook. You have a charming face and figure and admirable legs.
Go on.
It should be enough for you. It's enough for me.
You haven't said a word about love.
There are altogether too many words said about love.
Nevertheless, the girl likes to hear them.
From somebody like Don, maybe?
Who knows?
But you told us both you were looking for some nice middle-aged character who would appreciate you.
Yes, but a girl wants to be happy, too.
Well, I have an infinite capacity for making people happy.
With muffin pans.
Ended the union with one clean blow. She married a rich Brazilian almost immediately afterwards. Happy as a clam now. Got a handsome settlement, too.
Well, now we can go downstairs.
You can go downstairs if you want to. I'm very happy up here.
Oh, come on. You don't want to stay up here alone?
I have the faintest intention of being alone. If you decide to leave, I shall probably call up a dame I know and ask her to come over.
Don't say dame, it's vulgar, but at least say girl.
Well, this girl is quite vulgar. In the sense that she's earthy and uninhibited. By common definition, she's essentially a dame rather than a girl. She's a lot of fun.
Then why don't you ask her to marry you?
Because she'd lose all respect for me if I made such an idiotic suggestion. Why, are you reconsidering my proposal? The offer's still open.
It's very strange. You know, you're really horrible. You're shallow and cynical and selfish and immoral and completely worthless. And I like you. I like you very much.
Enough to marry me?
No. But I could probably do a lot worse. A lot worse. Are you rich?
I'm fairly rich. Now, let's face it, I'm rich, period. I've never done a day's work, and if I never do, I'll always have a very large income, even after taxes. Why?
I've often wondered what it must be like to be even fairly rich. So many of the girls I know marry just for security. It's a terrific temptation. Do you have any idea how much money I have in the world at the moment?
Yes, I believe you have $7.43 in cash and a bank book that shows no balance whatsoever. Oh, I'm not psychic. I looked in your purse while you were fixing dinner.
Well, that wasn't very ethical.
Well, I never claimed to be ethical.
You know, next Tuesday I'm doing a television show, maybe, and I'll get $62.50. And with the $7 bucks I've got, I'll have almost $70. Once I had over $200. For a whole week I had it. It's one thing you miss being rich.
What's that?
The terrific thrill of knowing you've got over $200. It's wonderful. Just feel like going out and spit in somebody's eye.
I won $600 the other night in the gin game.
How wonderful. Weren't you thrilled to death?
Oh.
Oh, don't be so blasé. You can't be that rich.
No, what I meant was I was just $600 ahead. And now I ask myself, ahead of what? I have it here. 6 crisp, new $100 bills.
You're a dope to carry so much money around. I lost a purse once with over $20 in it. I was sick for weeks.
Patty, I'd like very much to give you this $600.
You must be crazy.
Would you accept it?
No, of course not.
There are no strings to it.
Why should you give me $600?
I told you I got no great kick out of winning it. Give me the kick I missed by accepting it.
Look, I can't take money from...
There are no strings to it.
How much is 40 into 600?
15, why?
That's what I average, 40 a week. Gosh, 15 weeks of security.
Sold?
I don't know what to do. I've never taken money from a man.
I won it from a very unpleasant, ruthless capitalist who grinds the faces of the poor. Sold?
It's a terrific temptation. Would you think me a dope if I said no?
Yes, I would, but dopes who said no have contributed quite a bit to human dignity, such as it is.
I suppose it'd be crazy not to. I mean, it's a fortune. But I was just wondering. Well, if people knew that...
Oh, personally, I don't intend to tell a soul. And think of all those eyes you can spit in.
Okay, I'll take it.
Good for you.
Gosh, that's the first time I've even seen one. I don't know what to say. I'm completely at a loss for words.
Oh, that's bad. That's almost unprecedented for you.
I know I do talk a lot, but this, well, just to say I thank you sounds so, it sounds so silly.
It sounds okay to me the way you said it.
It's not enough just thank you. 15 weeks of security for free. I just don't know what to say.
I'm well repaid already.
By what?
By your look of wholesome rapture.
You know, there are strings on my side.
What sort of strings?
Gratitude, affection, a terrific desire to repay you someday, somehow.
But it's a gift, not a loan.
That's what I mean by strings. You wipe out a loan when you pay it back. For a gift, you're always beholden.
And I don't want to hear from you again in person, by mail, by telephone, or by carrier pigeon. Is that clear? And that little girl that you've been making cracks about is worth at least 50 of you.
Oh, boy. When I show this to Vicky and tell her what happened, she's gonna fall over in a dead faint.
You don't think she'll misunderstand?
$600? Nobody could misunderstand that much. Besides, Vicky knows I don't go in for that sort of thing. She's a good girl, too. That's why we room together.
Well, how about that Princeton man with the Cadillac and the high dramatic scruples?
All very sad and hopeless. They just go to very mushy movies once in a while and hold hands. His wife has very low blood pressure. Or maybe it's very high. Well, anyway, she's not very healthy.
He doesn't sound too robust himself.
Oh, you. Unless people are actually... Well, anyway, I think you're awful. There.
I didn't like the way you said that.
Why?
It was patronizing, indulgent, and maternal.
Well, you offered to let me mother you. Didn't you want me to kiss you?
Yes, I want you to kiss me very much indeed, but without the there.
Oh, you're too fussy.
Well, not at all. You'd have felt pretty silly if I had said there.
Well, maybe you're right. Okay, let's try it again. Is that better?
Not appreciably.
Why, it wasn't patronizing or maternal.
I thought it was rather on the daughterly side.
It wasn't giving me all that money on the fatherly side.
Don't be so logical. That's not becoming to the young.
Well, anyway, you're sweet.
Well, now I've seen everything.
Well, gee, well, gosh, you did get wet. Well, what were you doing, standing in the rain?
Isn't this cozy? You're right. She's worth at least 50 of me.
Cynthia, go to your room.
But, Daddy, you might need a referee.
Cynthia, go to your room.
All right. You say so, Daddy.
She went.
I should have.